Cinéma Vérité and direct cinema, the search for truth. View the videos in the supplemental playlist on D2L to enhance the lecture. Realism in Cinéma Vérité and direct cinema. Both styles wanted to capture the authenticity of life as it's lived. Technical developments in camera and portable sound gear helped to create new styles of documentary and fiction films. Social change in the 1960s in the US and Europe leads to change in film representation. Much of this style started with photojournalists and then flowed into documentary and fiction filmmaking. The role of the filmmaker in direct cinema. The filmmaker in direct cinema tries not to become part of the narrative. It's often described as fly on the wall. There's a high degree of objectivity. The filmmaker never asks the subjects to repeat a line or repeat an action. The filmmaker stays outside of the action. The building blocks of style in direct cinema. No commentary, no staging, objectivity in production and editing, no or minimal music or sound effects, no intertitles, no formal interviews, often called talking head interviews. Social actors engage with one another, ignoring the filmmaker. Direct cinema pre-production. A masked interview, a way to rehearse before filming. The filmmaker works with their subjects to establish a general sense of the scene. A release form is signed. Participants sign away their right to control the use of their image. Social actors are not compensated, but are given informed consent. Subjects are told of the consequences of their participation. This is also common in anthropology, sociology, and medical experiments. Ethical concerns arise with Cinéma Vérité and direct cinema style. What to do when a subject's behavior is reckless or they exhibit mental illness, and also considering what role does the presence of the camera play in the behavior of the subjects. The documentary primary uses direct cinema style in observational mode to follow John F. Kennedy and Hubert Humphrey on the campaign trail, produced by Robert Drew and shot by Richard Leacock, D.A. Pennebaker, Terrence McCartney Filgate, and Albert Mailses. Notable direct cinema filmmakers: the Mailses brothers, Frederick Wiseman, Michael Brault, and D.A. Pennebaker. The role of the filmmaker in Cinéma Vérité. The filmmaker provokes and interacts with the subjects. Filmmakers in Cinéma Vérité become part of their subjects' lives. The filmmaker's presence is portrayed and contributes to the film's impact. They are actively engaged. Our textbook author, Bill Nichols, says, Cinéma Vérité reveals the reality of what happens when people interact in the presence of a camera. The founder of Cinéma Vérité, Jean Roche, was a pioneer of the style. Before making Cinéma Vérité documentaries, he made ethno-fiction films in Africa that blurred the line between documentary and fiction. He claims that he pioneered the jump cut and that Cinéma Vérité style had a large influence on French New Wave. His film Chronicle of a Summer was released in 1961. Jean Roche is known as the father of Cinéma Vérité. He uses his background in anthropology to engage with subjects. Crossover of realism. Realism in fictional narratives is apparent in the following styles. Italian neorealism, a documentary style, shot in actual locations using non-professional actors and newsreel film stock post-World War II. French New Wave, a movement in France starting in the late 1950s that rejects filmmaking's conventions and celebrates the auteur, or author. Fiction films influenced by Cinéma Vérité style. The Battle of Algiers, The Blair Witch Project, Children of Men. Our assigned documentary this week is Grey Gardens, directed by Albert and David Mailses, released in 1976. Critical writing assignment. Be sure to go over the details of this assignment in the syllabus. I'll go over the 2 choices here. Choice 1. Is the Mailses brother treatment of Big Edie and Little Edie ethical? Are they making a rhetorical statement in Grey Gardens? If so, what is it? Choice 2. Watch the HBO movie Grey Gardens and compare and contrast the narrative structure of the 2 films. What was gained or lost in the fictional representation? Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a productive week.